Hello everyone and welcome out to the stream. I am Christopher Disciple Allen. This is DiscipleQuest to become the very best shoutcaster ever. This is going to be the 22nd installment of the series, as we are going to do a video every single day here in 2014. We're hopping into a game. We are spectating Ryden7, who is currently 2-2 in his Challenger promotions. If he wins this one, he makes it into the exclusive top tier of League of Legends in the North American server. However, if he loses this one, he's going to have to make another attempt. And let's hop right over to the load screen so you can see everyone who's with him. It's going to be an exciting game with some high-profile players. And here we are. We can see on the blue team iCanEU, C9 Sneaky, True Void, Amun-Ra, and Best Leona NA. Over on the red team it will be Satoshi Please, Ryden7, Brat Guy, Steven Ellis, and a barcode name on Leona. Barcodes are always so much fun for us casters to pronounce. Also, as a little bit of a special surprise, I am going to be interviewing Ryden7 after this game. Hopefully he wins so we can interview the very newest inductee to the Challenger Hall of Fame. But if he loses, I'm sure we can still find some fun things to talk about. And here we are. Welcome to the game. It is the 22nd of January. We are here with yet another high elo shoutcast, and getting right here onto the blue team, it will be iCanEU in the top lane playing that corporate Mundo. On the bottom lane, we're going to have C9 Sneaky supported by the Best Leona NA sitting there in base, still not yet buying the items. Mid lane will be Amun-Ra playing Orianna, and the blue team jungler here for the human side will be True Void there with that excellent arcade Hecarim. Over on the red team, in the top lane, first up is Satoshi Please on Darius. We've seen him on the stream a couple times before, played that champion as well, and had a pretty successful time with it. Steven Ellis in the jungle on Pantheon, going to be representing the buggers here. And in the bottom lane, we have Brat Guy supporting... Oh, no, that's actually going to be a mid lane Soraka here, interestingly enough. So it will be Brat Guy with our mid lane AP Soraka. And finally, Ryden7 in the bot lane on Jinx, supported by a barcode Leona. Interesting that the Best Leona NA is against that counterpart there, but let's see who's truly the Best Leona in this matchup. I'm sure that Ryden has his fingers crossed that he gets a solid start to his game. I'm not sure how this AP Soraka is going to work out for his team. It's not a very common pick, especially in this current meta of either long-range siege champions or bursty assassins. Soraka doesn't necessarily fit in either of those. However, she can build a bit of a tanky ability power build, get into a fight, and try to rain down those star calls, or the star fall. I believe that an Abyssal Scepter is a really great item pickup on her, as well as a Rylai's Crystal Scepter, giving her a lot of ability to crowd control people in fights, as well as some survivability. However, it will be up to Brat Guy to see how exactly he plays this. He has started out with a Doran's Ring, which is an interesting start there, going to help him sustain up just a bit against this Orianna, who has started with the same build. Go ahead and reorganize everyone here on the scoreboard so you can compare who's doing well and who's not doing so hot there. Ryden7 falling a little bit low early. That harass from Nami at level 1 proving to be really strong, and Sneaky utilizing the range on that champion as well as a slow from Nami's E. Steven Ellis going in for the stun there on the Amun-Ra, but there's no follow-up from Brat Guy, and Amun-Ra will escape relatively unscathed, taking a bit of damage from that jungle Pantheon, but not too much. It will put Panth a bit behind in his jungle since he hasn't taken his blue buff yet. He started up top at the red and is only now taking that golem, whereas Hecarim has already finished off his. True Void is now free to run where he pleases, potentially up to this top lane, as he's heading right now, because Satoshi is playing rather far ahead. Darius has a pretty good early matchup against Mundo, since his damage can definitely take out Mundo's health before he's had the chance to build very tanky. He spots out True Void there with the ward, but is it going to be enough? Satoshi Please has to flash away. The cleaver misses, and he does escape from this gank, but he won't have that flash for another 4.5 minutes, so it'll be up to True Void to make something happen there soon, and I expect him to do so. Hecarim has pretty strong ganks at every point. They do get stronger at level 6, but he doesn't have to wait till then, like we just saw. Pantheon as well is very powerful early on with his Aegis of Zionia and his just complete kit, enabling him to do heavy burst damage and dive really hard pretty early into the game. We'll see if he can pull that off now. He's looking to go towards this mid lane, dancing around in the jungle. In the bottom lane, the barcode has gone in the sneaky for a bit of damage. Ryden falls low though. There's the ignite. He pops the barrier to soak up some damage, and he won't fall here for the first blood. The barcode has to back off just a bit. Pantheon's coming in from the back, and there's a Zenith Blade with the flash in onto C9 Sneaky. A lot of damage onto that Caitlyn. The zap comes across and misses. Barcode is just trying to stay safe there. Sneaky really wants to get in there for kill on the Ryden7, but he's going to suicide into the turret. First blood goes here to Leona. Steven Ellis tried to get in there for something. It was at least going to be able to cut off Sneaky if he tried to make a hasty retreat. That will be the first blood here for the red team. Just going to bring them up even in gold since the blue team was out farming them by quite a bit. It can be difficult when you're in solo queue playing a role you're not typically used to. Ryden7 is a top laner, and he's against a pro AD carry on what's considered to be the best team in all of North America. So it's definitely going to be a chance to prove himself to the world. If he can win this game and claim Challenger, then it will certainly be a huge accomplishment. He would also be the very first Challenger player from Utah. I don't believe we've ever claimed this spot in Challenger even through Season 3, and so he would certainly do us proud. The top lane is going pretty evenly right now. Satoshi hasn't been able to get too much damage on Ikenyu. He's simply pushed him up in the turret, where Mundo's just been able to farm, and he's out farming Satoshi by just a little bit here, which isn't a position he wants to be in, but hopefully it doesn't hurt him too bad. He still will have a lot of damage at level 6, and Darius can win this matchup at level 6 with that Noxian Guillotine, because Mundo's sustain takes a chunk of his health before he gets that regen, and it doesn't regenerate that much, so when he activates it, it puts him in a really prime spot for Darius to be able to ult him, do heavy true damage, and potentially go for that execute. However, he's instead going to play this pretty aggressively, knowing that Satoshi just isn't doing too much to him at this point. Brackeye is continuing to sustain through and farm up this mid lane, but he's fallen quite behind in farm to Amun-Ra, taking a bit of damage there from the command attack. And Soraka really has to find a way to get back into this game and farm up well, since Orianna will scale better in those team fights with the ability to completely shut down the enemy team. There is the snare landing on the Sneaky. Ryden7 trying to go in for the damage. Oh, the huge Piltover Peacemaker came across, but he did survive there. Now with the wish coming out from Soraka, Ryden7 and Barcode will not be quite too low. Oh, Brackeye did need that to save himself out of that one, as he almost fell to Orianna in the mid lane, who burned everything. The flash, ignite, and the command attack. Oh, Sneaky finding a kill on the Ryden7, trying to run away. Barcode won't be able to find the kill there, and there's action all across this map here as a kill goes down in the bottom lane. Ryden giving up a kill and almost double CS here to Sneaky. Going to be in a pretty rough spot here. Jinx scales pretty well. I would say about evenly with Caitlyn. Caitlyn always has that headshot proc in the late game that can really multiply your damage. Steven Ellis trying to find something on the Amun-Ra and can't quite get it. Not finding a lot of luck in these ganks around the map here. And like I was saying, Jinx always has the attack speed from that minigun, as well as a greater attack range than Caitlyn has once you get a little bit further into the game, and she can level up that Q, the switcheroo. Mundo's continuing to farm at this top lane. They have to be careful. Mundo's late game is going to be quite a bit stronger than Darius's because of his great scaling with tanky items and his just total survivability. Once he can get in there, dive the enemy team, and have the great sustain from both his ultimate and his items such as the Spirit Visage. Sneaky's playing this lane pretty aggressively now, continuing to push up near the enemy turret. But if he can, if he doesn't quite push it into the turret, then he can stay in a aggressive spot. True Void going in for the gank there onto Soraka in the mid lane. Let me just rewind a bit so we can see exactly what happened there. He comes in right from the back. He gets a knock up. Brackeye did not have his flash. It was burned in the last fight, and he can't turn it around on the Amun-Ra. He throws down a couple Star Calls, but he doesn't quite get it there. A kill finally coming down for Orianna here, going to bring him even farther ahead, and this is looking pretty good for the blue team so far. 1,500 gold there on this human side, and you know, it's starting to look a bit like Ender's Game, with the humans just taking out a pretty good advantage over the buggers, storming them out early on. Who knows, it was like a comeback story with Steven Ellis going back in onto Amon-Ra in the mid lane. He used that Grand Skyfall to get in there and catch him out with his pants around his ankles, taking him out for the second kill here for the red team, bringing their gold up just a little bit closer. And, oh, the Zenith Blade landing in on the Vesleoma NA. There is the follow-up CC. The snare lands, and Nami's going to go down here. No, yeah, finally he grabs it. Ryden7 is excited, running away here. Sneaky tried to net in, is looking for that last auto attack, and the wish from Straka going to save him from the final proc there. The ult in from Hecarim is going to finish off Barcode here. The Super Mega Death Rocket came around, but it wasn't quite enough to finish them off. That flash from Leona, not quite enough to save her there. But with Hecarim on low health, this could be... Oh, actually the gank from Barakai, throwing down that Ignite to find the kill there. I wouldn't be surprised if Red Team went for a Dragon after moving in on the Sneaky with Barakai red buff. That will be a double kill there for Soraka and the Red Team. And now a Dragon after that, unless Orianna can get in there and say something about it. I'm not sure she's going to have the opportunity to. Ryden7 has sustained up a bit of health, but doesn't have a lot, has to be careful. Orianna isn't even looking down here, doesn't have a ward, and this will be the Dragon for the Red Team. It will bring their gold up, finally in the advantage, and hey, that's one step closer to Ryden7 making it in to the Challenger tier. Satoshi and iKennyU continuing to farm up in the top lane. About a wave in the advantage of iKennyU, but with his recall, that could be evened up here by Satoshi, who's building up a good amount of sustain here with the Vampiric Scepter. Last time we saw Satoshi, he went for the Blade of the Ruined King Darius, which was an interesting build. It helps solve a couple of Darius's issues. He can apply bleed stacks a lot quicker if he has some attack speed. Oh, there's a command shockwave onto Barakai. The Ignite is down for the healing reduction, and the command attack and dissonance will finish him off. Orianna playing this lane aggressively and really coming out ahead. That's Leona NA trying to go in onto the Barcode along with C9 Sneaky. However, with the Zenith Blade coming across and the Zap landing, that will be Sneaky falling low. The Tidal Wave going to save him for a little bit here. Super Mega Death Rocket coming across for a nice deal of damage. Built over Peacemaker, finding Leona, but she's still alive, surviving through that shield, and the Barcode isn't going to fall here. The flash comes in from Best Leona NA, finally grabs it with the auto attacks. Ryden7 trying to turn this around and is going to get caught up there by the bubble and fall. 2 kills for the blue team here. Hecarim coming around from the back for insurance, and that was so well played here, mostly by Nami being able to land that crucial CC and flashing in finally for the kill. I almost thought Leona would get out of there alive, but unfortunately here for the buggers, they did get zerged quite a bit there. Grand Skyfall coming in here from Pantheon to block off Sneaky. He's going to jump right in there with the Sun, get knocked off immediately, but still find the kill there with the Heartseeker Strike. Barakai won't be able to move on to Hecarim any farther, but still 1 kill reclaim for the Red Team will bring their gold within 600. It's a close game. The turret goes down in the middle lane for the very first one with all that roaming from Barakai. Amon-Ra was able to continuously push out the middle lane, not only grabbing the most CS in the game at 102, but of course being able to find the first turret. And Red Team has to be careful that they don't get outscaled here. Now Barakai going to move in onto Best Leoma NA, and he has his Barcode coming in from the side. There's the Zenith Blade landing. iKennyU though teleporting in from behind, going to find Leona here and then move on to Ryden7. True Void has to be careful. The flash comes in from Barakai, who finds the kill with a Star Call. iKennyU continuing on to Ryden7. The Solar Throw finds him though, and Ryden7 is able to burst him down there with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Sneaky finds the kill in return. And there's the knockup on the Ryden7. He ran onto a trap. He's going to step on the second trap that was placed right under the bubble, and Ryden7's going to go down here for the double kill. Sneaky's looking for the triple kill here. The Ignite comes from Best Leoma NA, and that is a triple kill for C9 Sneaky, using those traps to great effectiveness, and Nami really doing her job there, landing consistent knockups, giving that slow buff with the Tygaler's Blessing to Sneaky, and just really following up there with his AD carry. That is how you win a bot lane there. Now Sneaky will be 6-3, picking up that BF sword, taking out the turret for their second turret of the game. They did lose their top, because ICanYou did teleport bot, but they're still 2,000 gold ahead at this point. And with the scaling coming out from blue team, from Mundo top lane, even Hecarim in the jungle, who can have a pretty solid late game if he builds tanky, can all work together to make up a really fearsome force for the humans here. Hecarim also works great as a ball delivery system for Orianna, which is something you always look for since you can't necessarily trust your own range, if not your own aim. It can be difficult to get in there for the command attack that lines up perfectly onto the enemy carries without getting into an exposed position yourself, but you can just let Hecarim run in and do it for you. If he goes in with the devastating charge, you ult, and then he ults everyone. It's a massive amount of damage and a couple good seconds of control onto the entire enemy team. DiscipleQuest catching onto a pink ward here. Those are so effective when placed in these bushes right there and right there, because those bushes are so infrequently walked through. They can live a lot longer than the regular 3 minutes. However, they are permanently visible, so if they are spotted soon, they will of course be taken out as long as there's no one in the vicinity. Ryden7 just trying to stay here bot again. Sneaky, he has fallen behind about 25 in CS, but there is Pantheon coming in from behind. The flash and the net from Sneaky, but the flash and stun from Steven Ellis going to find him there, comboed with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Now 3 members of Red Team down here in the bottom lane, being supported by Brockeye as well, who catches on the best Leoma NA. He's trying to stand in there, reduce the enemy's magic resistance, but he gets taken down rather low. The big command shockwave. There is a ball delivery system from True Void. Brockeye falling low. He's going to be the first casualty of the fight. Amun-Ra flashes away and is going to be able to survive from this one unless someone can come and stop him. But with ICanYou coming in from the top, it doesn't look like anyone will have the chance. And that turnaround for a 1-for-1 and stopping the Red Team's chances of Dragon are going to really help them out here. Still losing a little bit of their gold lead through all of that. Satoshi has been able to stay up top and farm. He's now ahead of this Mundo here, and if we look at his gold, he finally has the gold to buy his Blade of the Ruined King, which he's going to pick up there. Another thing about that Blade of the Ruined King is that it certainly helps Darius with his kiting problem, since he is easily kited. Having an item that not only speeds you up but slows down an enemy can certainly allow you to stick on them to land more apprehends and to stick on them with the crippling strike. Balsioma and just staying in this mid lane, farming it up, is actually going to grab up a good amount of CS for himself at 23 so far. He is almost 1,000 gold ahead of his opposing support. Already grabbing up that Mikhail's Crucible. That'll be a really powerful item, especially if someone is caught by either the Leona Solar Flare or by that Pantheon Aegis of Zionia. And using that cleanse as well as the heal can certainly save Sneaky from getting into a bad spot, or even Amun-Ra if he gets caught out before being able to use his command Shockwave. Brockeye just continuing to stave off the push in this mid lane, has fallen 50 behind in CS to his opposing mid laner Amun-Ra. Really doing work here. Now he's slowed up by C9 Sneaky. There is the knock-up landing, also falling right on top of a trap. Sneaky grabbing up the kill there. He is 7-4. Satoshi Please could be in a rough spot as well here. Tries to turn it on to True Void. He has the bleed down on him. He's able to find it with the apprehend. Oh, and then that is Amun-Ra finally going down there. No, Amun-Ra did not go down. He took out a kill onto Steven Ellis, of course. He is still well healthy and alive. Satoshi was finally taken out as well. Ryden7 with a bit of damage from the ace in the hole, but not quite enough to force him off of this. He's going to do his best to defend, but he has to be careful of Amun-Ra's command Shockwave, since that can certainly burst down Ryden in a minute. That will be the inner turret going down for Red Team, and things are looking more and more dire for the Buggers. Sneaky, Leoma, and Amun-Ra going to see what they can do about this dragon. Taking the first one for themselves would certainly help cement their gold lead here going into the mid game. They would be about 5,000 ahead. But I'm not sure going to be able to find it. The big command Shockwave onto 2. Going to lock up Barcode and Ryden7. True Void runs through. The blue team has taken the Baron. Steven Ellis ults right in behind them with the Grand Skyfall and is in there in the middle of 4. He's going to find the crit onto True Void before going down himself. Now Sneaky and Best Leoma NA are trapped up here in the Dragon Pit. Sneaky will be locked down by Barcode before they're able to take down Brockeye. Brockeye tries to flash over to find Nami here. Now Amun-Ra continuing on to Leona. Looking for those auto attacks. Going to be able to grab it if he can get one more. The command attack misses. Satoshi Please trying to find it on the Amun-Ra. The slow comes in from the Solar Flare. He does turn around for the kill onto Brock guy, but he, oh, the snare going to land there on the Kenny Yu, finding the kill with his Burning Agony. Not quite the play that Leona was looking for, but he was caught in a pretty rough spot. Satashi Please flashing in for the ultimate on Nami, now trying to take down Kenny Yu. We'll see if Mundo can out-sustain this. Satoshi has a good amount of lifesteal here, but it's not going to be enough. He tries to grab it there. The bleed stacks are ticking down, but with over 100 health, Kenny Yu will survive through this one. Really solidly played. Super Big Death Hooker coming in from the middle lane. It's right there. It's not going to connect. Kenny Yu is going to survive for today. Would have been fun to see this snipe there. Would have been nice to give some props to Ryden7, but right now things are looking bleak here for the buggers, and it's almost as if the humans are about to win the third war. However, they can always mount their final defense. Pantheon's beginning to get pretty scary, going for a Last Whisper here after building that Spirit of the Ancient Golem and his Brutalizer. He'll certainly be able to do a bit more damage than Hecarim can, but like we saw from that last fight, he can't take up too much without eventually falling there. If we take a look at Brockey's build, he's gone for the Athene's Unholy Grail to survive a little bit against this Orianna. There's quite a bit of magic damage on this blue team. Kenny Yu's damage has been primarily magic up to this point. Steven Ellis caught here between 4 members of the blue team without any wards there. That's going to be another kill here, catching out onto the enemy jungler. Now Brockey fleeing away from True Void, caught up there by the huge damage from Sneaky with that red buff. He has a Phantom Dancer and a Bloodthirster for maximum attack damage on those autos. Command Shockwave finding Leona here, going to get taken down by the Ignite there from the mid laner, and Sneaky with the auto attacks, finishing off Satashi Please. Ryden7 here going to try and mount a defense against 4 enemies, pushing down the mid lane, but I'm not sure he can do anything to save his inhibitor here. True Void is going to back off as Sneaky nets in aggressively. Gets it with the Piltover Peacemaker, finds him with the ace in the hole, and that is another kill. Sneaky's on a rampage here, 12, 5, and 4, and this is proving to be his game to take. With a 10,000 gold advantage for the humans, it would be nothing short of a miracle or a Vulcan level Baron throw for our red team to come back into this game. That's 1 inhibitor down, 1 inhibitor turret exposed, and blue team going to back off here to use their enormous gold. If we take a look at this, they're all above 1,000. Sneaky is almost on 2,500. He can buy a full Last Whisper flat out. He's actually going to opt for an Infinity Edge, building up that BF sword and the pickaxe. He sees that there's not really much armor at all on this red team. Besides the Doran shields with the auto attack reduction, there's not a single point of bonus armor on anyone here on the red team. So that's going to be, of course, the optimal choice for Sneaky to take here. Leona going to do this invisible blue buff in the jungle. We'll see if he can finally take it down, or if that new stealth mechanic will be too much to handle. One of the issues here with a Soraka mid is that there's not a lot you can do to really defend up when you're being pushed up against, because the Starfalls take a couple of rounds to farm out. You can farm well as long as you're not trying to do it under turret. Satashi Please catching on that Kenny Yu. Steven Ellis jumps in there, gets the stun, but Satashi Please is falling low. He tries to get the ult on the True Void, but no on the Kenny Yu, but True Void does find the kill before he can do so. Kenny Yu healing up a Storm as True Void gets the double kill there onto Steven Ellis. Brockeye caught up here between Amun-Ra and Sneaky. Sneaky with the huge damage, going to take him down immediately. Command Shockwave there for the last hit. Could be a bit of overkill, but at this point, they don't really care. They're 12,000 gold ahead. They have 12 kills under their belt as well over the red team. And humans are looking to make their last stand against the enemy base. If they can take down the Queen here, it could eliminate the entire bugger race. Sneaky just netting in for the huge damage onto Leona, missing the Piltover Peacemaker. Won't be able to follow that up with the ace in the hole, but will be able to finish off this inhibitor for their second one. True Void and Kenny Yu tanking up so much here. The Grand Skyfall coming in from Pantheon, but Satashi Please falling low. True Void almost taking him up, but not quite. Steven Ellis tried to jump in there, but did fall before he could. Kenny Yu falls low. The Super Death Hooker came across. The Ignite is sticking down, but it won't be able to take him out. Ryden7 does fall to Amun-Ra. Brockeye tries to stand in the middle of the enemy team, taking them down. True Void surviving on the end as well. Satashi Please taken out by a bubble from Nami, and this will be the game for the blue team. No one will respond in time. There'll be 1 and 2 Nexus turrets, the Nexus in their sights. And I'm sorry, Ryden7, but this is not your day for Challenger. However, there's always next time. Thank you all for watching. This was an awesome game. We are going to come up next with an interview with Ryden7 himself, so make sure you stay with me here.